friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and I am so excited to be bringing you guys a what sold in December Poshmark video. I guess I can't just say Poshmark anymore because this month we started selling things on Mercari as well. Jeremy sold a few things this month on Mercari, and our biggest sale is actually from Mercari this month as well, so I'm very excited to share those numbers with you. But if you guys are not familiar with my channel, if this is your first time here, then I want to say welcome. My name is Rebecca, and I do so Jeremy and I both resell part-time on Poshmark and now Mercari as well, and we really enjoy doing it. Each month we've seen our sales and our numbers go up, and I love sharing these videos with you guys. I love to break down the numbers for you so you can see how much we actually make. I like to be completely transparent with you. I show you what I paid for things, how much we made, what our profit was, and I just think it's really fun to break down all the numbers and see how people can actually make a substantial side income from just thrifting, and I think that's really cool. So let's jump into showing you how much we made on Poshmark and Mercari in the month of December. So first off, I wanted to say this month has been a roller coaster. I really did not feel like we were selling very much, especially for a few weeks in the middle of December. I just felt like we had no sales. Looking back now at the end of the month, I went through and looked at all of our sales, and we sold a lot more than I thought we did, but in the midst of this month, it felt horrible. I thought that we were gonna tank in sales, but we actually made about $100 more this month than we did last month. But I think that's because most of my sales this month were a higher amount. I feel like we had fewer sales, but they were worth more. So that was great. And as normal, I'm going to be referring to my phone because I have all the details here in a note. So if I'm looking at my phone, it's because I am looking up the numbers for you guys. In addition to this month feeling really weird because of like sales not really feeling like they were coming through, we also had so many shipping issues this month. This month, obviously, Christmas is coming. People are sending so many things out through the post office, and there were huge lines every time I went to the post office, but also so many of our packages got lost in the mail, or they took so long to arrive that we had so many clients like not receiving their pieces, and things just never got there on time. We had so many cases where things didn't track at all after we sent them through the post office, and so I'll get into that in a little bit, but it was quite the month. So honestly, seeing the kind of numbers that we did this month was really unexpected because I thought that our numbers were going to be horrible. We were going to get so many angry people, but people were really kind overall, so that was helpful. In total, from my Poshmark alone, I didn't sell anything on Mercari. I still am a Poshmark gal. I sold $886 in total just on Poshmark. So for me, that's really great. And I like to encourage people to, if you're watching this video and you are selling on Poshmark, if your numbers are lower than mine, then do not feel bad. Last year in December, I think I sold one item total. Just one. It's never good to compare yourself to others. Just think about where you are now and just try to do better than you did last month. If your numbers are higher than mine, then that's awesome. Good for you too. I made $886 in total. That's before Poshmark fees on Poshmark. And then after all of Poshmark fees, that is $680.40, which is awesome. I sold 37 items, and 22 of those 37 items were from the bins, which is amazing. At the bins, I get things for $1.49 a pound, so the majority of those items only cost me about $1 to source, which is amazing. So my profit margin on each piece was really high, which is great. And then 8 items that I sold of those 37 items were from my personal closet, things that I'd purchased years ago, things that I've thrifted for myself over the years, but those inevitably cost me the most money because I am more willing to spend money on myself than on my inventory. They kind of skewed my numbers a little bit, but for those 37 items, I spent $153 to source them, which is not bad at all. For 37 items, I spent $150 basically, and then $680 was profit. So I 5x'd my money this month, which was awesome. So good. So happy with those numbers, especially as I keep on going to the bins. I love to increase the number of my pieces that are getting bought from the bins. That's amazing. So that was just from my closet. But Jeremy also sells, as I told you before. So I do all the sourcing for us. Jeremy goes along with me to some Goodwills, but the majority of the sourcing I do. And then some of the pieces that I thrift, we put on Jeremy's Poshmark if they're more catered towards men or like a sports team kind of apparel. Like he gets those pieces, and anything that kind of appeals to him goes up on his Poshmark. So from Poshmark, Jeremy made $295 in total, and then after Poshmark fees, he made $224.94. So that's pretty good. That was actually, I guess I don't know if I should say that was pretty good. That was really down from last month. I think he made like $500 in sales. So his numbers were really down this month from Poshmark, But on Mercari, we went from selling 0 things on Mercari to $244 of sales on Mercari this month, and $210 of that was profit, which is awesome. So Jeremy's totals from both of those together was $539, and then the profit from that $539 was $435.66. So pretty good. And then when we combine those together, when we combine my 800 number and his 500 number, we get $1,425 in total sales from Poshmark and Mercari. And then our profits were $1,116.06, which is amazing. And with the majority of our items coming from the Goodwill bins, almost all of that was straight revenue. So that was exciting this month. That's great. So I'm pretty pleased with those numbers, especially for how bad things felt in the middle of this month. So that's great. Now let's go into our interesting and biggest sales of the month. And the biggest one of note, our biggest sale of the month, and the one that we sold on Mercari, was the Nintendo 3DS that I found in the Goodwill bins. I was so pumped about that find. I found it and I showed it to you guys in a haul video not too long ago. If I can find that one, I'll link that up above. But I found the Nintendo 3DS in the Goodwill bins in the middle of a clothing bin. It was $1.49 per pound, and that was not very heavy. So I maybe paid 50 cents, 75 cents at the most for a Nintendo 3DS. And then we sold it for $160 on Mercari this month. Chef's kiss. It was so good. After Mercari's fees, we made about $140 on that sale, but that was an incredible sale for us and our highest of all time. Unfortunately, it went on Jeremy's Mercari, so I'm a little upset about that because I found it, but what can you do? I just wanted the bragging rights, you know? It was basically all profit. That $140 basically was just straight profit, and I am here for that. That's great. Something I mentioned in the intro of this video was it has been quite the month for shipping problems. Right now, I still have 6 items that say that they're resolved. They never tracked at all when I sent them to the post office. And I was really upset because one of those orders too went to one of you guys, one of my watchers, one of my subscribers. So I was not very happy about that. I took them to the post office, and then I think they must have like lost the packages. Hopefully everybody's received their items by this time, but the buyer got their money back. I got my money back. Poshmark stepped in and marked those as lost packages. But that was a frustrating thing to see people being upset and canceling their orders because they haven't gotten them after they have been waiting for like 3 weeks. So that was not fun. And as of this moment, of those 37 things that I sent in the mail, 16 still have not arrived. And I'm not talking about things I sent in the last 2 days. I'm talking about things I sent on the 12th of December or the 6th of December, and they still have not arrived. So I know the post office is super busy. We've been trying to be very understanding of the post office and how crazy this season is, but that's hard because almost all of the profits from this month then that I have sold are just sitting in my Poshmark account, and I cannot actually, I can't get to those funds because people haven't received their items yet. So it has been quite the month, let me tell you. So hopefully everybody gets those items and everybody loves them and they don't get lost in the mail. But some of the biggest sales that I had on my Poshmark this month were this Steve Madden poncho and vintage Mickey Mouse crew neck sweater. I bundled these together for a viewer, and those were one of the items that got resolved. So I talked to her, I reached out to her. Adriana, you are a gem. She did receive them eventually. So I'm so glad that you got them, but I just can't. It was just such a time. I sold these 2 pieces to her for $60, and I made $40 from that sale after Poshmark fees, and I got both these items in the bin, so I spent about $2 on them, and I made about $38 then from that sale. So that was really good, and I'm grateful that they went to a nice living home because those are really cool pieces. This next bundle was, I have made so many bundles this month. I feel like I have not made a lot of bundles in the past, but I'm really happy that people are starting to bundle items. But that just means I need to list more because I want to give people more items to bundle together. And bundling is the key feature of Poshmark in my opinion. In this bundle, we have a pair of black Spanx that I found in the bins. I was very excited about those. I showed you those in another thrift haul, and I got those for maybe like 50 cents. And then I have this Nike long sleeve dry fit shirt. It's actually a children's size. I bought it by mistake at the bargain box in Ohio, but I got it for like $1, so it was totally fine and she wanted it. And I have this black tank top as well. Not really a tank top, but like an off the shoulder top. I bought that for myself a couple years ago probably, and I thrifted it. So all in all, I had about $6 in this bundle, and I made $44 after Poshmark fees, and I sold it for $55. So that was another great sale for me. One of the most exciting sales that I also had this month was this white Nike tracksuit. I showed you guys this in a try-on haul. It made the best noises when you were running around in it, and I sold it for $60 and made $48 from it. So that was an amazing deal, an amazing steal. I'm so glad that I sold it for that amount. I originally had it listed, I think, at $100 because I knew it was super cool, super vintage, and somebody was gonna really like that piece. And I waited on it for a while, but I did find a buyer, and I'm really happy with that sale because I got that in the bins as well. So I probably made about $45 on that sale, all in all, which was pretty good. Now, this vintage embroidered home is where the heart is crew neck I think is so cute. This is one of the turning points for my Poshmark closet. I mark it as this sweatshirt because up until this point, I was thrifting a lot of cute, very cute vintage items, and my husband, every time I got home and brought them home, he's like, nobody's gonna buy that, that's so ugly. And I was like, no, Jeremy, I see the potential in it. I think it's really cute. Somebody bought this outright, and it changed Jeremy's mind. Now he can see the cuteness in vintage pieces, and he'll show me something that's like embroidered, and he'll be like, Becca, do you think this is cute? I think it's kind of cool. So thank you to the buyer of this item because I appreciate that. So somebody bought it outright for $35 and I made $28. I got that in the bins, so I made about $25 just from picking that piece up. I really highly suggest if you are wanting to sell on Poshmark, the bins are the place to go. Start with what you have. Start with what you have in your closet, but then if you need more inventory, find your nearest Goodwill bins. They are so good. If you don't have one near you, I have been there. I lived in rural Indiana for 25 years. I get it. So these next few things I bought so recently. They sold pretty quickly for me, so I'm very happy with that. The first one is this pair of gray quilted Uggs. I showed you these not too long ago, and I sold them for $40 and made $32. Again, got them in the bins, made about 30 bucks on those. Then these tall black Uggs I sold for $45 and made $36 on that. So again, making 35 bucks for picking up a pair of Uggs in the bins, not too shabby. Those paid for that entire trip, and I still have so many more pieces that I need to list from that trip, so I'm just looking at straight profit at this point, which is amazing. Now I have 3 more interesting and my highest sellers of the month, and one of them got so many likes. I put this dress up and I got like after like, so many people making offers. I think right before I sold this piece, I had somebody make me an offer of like $25 on it, and I got it in the bin, so I was considering just letting her have it. I like to do that sometimes if people make me an offer, especially for things I get in the bins. I just am like, it's pretty much straight profit for me at that point, so sometimes I just take whatever offer it is as long as it's reasonable. But this time I was like, I've gotten so many likes, I think I'm gonna wait. And I had just sent out an offer to likers, so I sent out an offer for $40 and $5 shipping, and not 20 minutes after I considered taking that offer, somebody else bought it for $40. So I held out and I got a better price for it, and I was really happy with that. And it was such a cute dress. I'm hoping that she's gonna love it. That's one of the pieces that's still not there yet, so we'll see, I guess. But I sold that for $40 and I made $30 on that. So happy with that, especially for picking it up in the bins. But that is a really cute dress. It had plants all over it. It was so nice, like such a nice piece. Next up, we have this Lululemon tank top bundle with a green poncho as well. So Lululemon tank tops, I got those from a Facebook Marketplace ad. So I spent $10 to buy both of those, which is more than I normally would spend to pick up inventory, but I decided to do it because Lululemon does sell really well for me. And then I got this green poncho in a recent video. This is a very quick turnaround for me because I put up that video and I had so many comments asking if they could buy that green poncho, but the person that talked to me first, I gave her the poncho. So I'm really happy. I love it that you guys are seeing some of these pieces in my thrift hauls or in my thrifted try-ons or come thrift with me's, all of these different videos, and then you guys find it cute enough to want to buy it. So I love that. And if you guys ever see something that you like, feel free to talk to me. I'll totally make you a good offer. I'll make you a good deal on things. I love giving these cute pieces that I find to my subscribers. I think that's really fun. Speaking of which, if you are watching this video and you are not currently subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below. You can also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. I would love it if you stuck around. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible because right now I don't make any money from doing YouTube, but I put out 3 videos a week. So if you want to stick around, then hit the subscribe button. This last biggest sale of the month was this pair of Anthropologie boots that I found at Uptown Cheapskate. And I sold them for $50 and I made $40 off of them. This was a little bit less of a profit margin on these, but I bought them at Uptown Cheapskate because they had them mislabeled. They had them mislabeled as Speechless as their brand because they couldn't read it maybe. And so they only marked it at like, I think like $8 or $10 for a pair of these really nice leather boots. But the actual brand was Seychelles. And Seychelles was sold at Anthropologie. So I picked them up and then I made, what, $30 off of that. So that was worth it for me. But those were a really cute pair of boots and I bought them originally because they were my size. But then I was like, I shouldn't keep these because I have another pair of black boots. And so then I sold them and then I made a profit. So that's really great. I'm only sharing with you guys the biggest sales from my Poshmark this month. Jeremy didn't have a lot of big sales. He just kind of had a lot of consistently small sales. I'm glad we got to sell the 3DS. RIP my 3DS. I had always wanted one. I found one for 50 cents, which is crazy, and then we sold it. I'm still mourning that loss, but it was worth it because we got a lot of cash for it. So what can you do? I'm happy with that. That's my biggest flip of all time. I'm very excited about it. And we went and used that money that we made from the Nintendo 3DS to buy more video games because we kind of like to collect vintage video games, but I never find them in the bins or at Goodwills. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look into how we are doing selling on Poshmark. I know that hopefully things will pick up here soon because are we talking about that stimulus check? Yo! We are so excited about the stimulus check, and I also think that it will really help increase sales on Poshmark. So here's hoping. We're hoping to do even better next month than we did this month. I think it's really cool too. I was reading in my journal. I journal a lot, and January 12th of 2020, I wrote in my journal, I was praying. I wrote in my journal though, Lord, I just want to find a way to make money from thrifting because I enjoy it so much, and I just think that that would be so cool to be able to turn it into a business. I was reading it on January 1st. I was looking back at the last year, and I was just like, wow, it's so cool that the Lord has allowed me to actually turn this into a business. Like, I was just talking about how badly I wanted to be able to make money from thrifting, and then to look back and now look forward a year and say, I made over $1,000 selling this month on Poshmark. Oh, I'm giving myself goosebumps. I think it's just been a cool journey. So I'm glad to be sharing that journey with you guys, and I hope you guys will stick around. If you are not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you like these videos, if you like today's video, then give it a thumbs up so I know to make another video next month of what sold in January 2021. So crazy that we're in 2021. I want to continue to inspire you guys. You guys can do this. If you want to make a part-time business reselling on Poshmark, you can totally do it. Start with what you have. List some things that you have lying around your house and just make a few extra dollars of cash and you will get there eventually. It took me a year to actually start making money. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and until the next video, bye.